Hi, I'm back with another one pack gel challenge, and it's getting a bit scarce up here, so we've been working through a lot of them. So let's see what we are in for today. Oh, it's relatively new. Life and Debt is it that we are working with today. And let's also see how many tiles we have to work with. So roll the dice. 75. Okay, we can work with that. So let's head into game and get a start. Well, we are in Ravenwood to build our little house with our 75 tiles using only base game and Life and Debt. And this is where I start to figure out the layout of the house. So I knew I wanted to go for some kind of an odd shape, and this might look a little bit like a ship or something. So I had to size it down a bit because it was too many tiles to begin with, but after I've managed to figure out where I wanted it, because I knew I wanted two porches, because there's one way up to the house, but that's not the front of the house. So the front of the house is what we're looking at right now, out over the town. And so that's where you're supposed to enter the house, and you could enter by a stair on the side as well. But I wanted to have a way into the house leading up from that little hill up, or the way up where the road is, over to the left. And that ate up some tiles, which meant I didn't have as much room on the inside. But it actually worked out fine anyway. So I was trying to figure out, I made a little 4 tile wide bathroom at the first, but then I realized that's not where I want the bathroom, because then I had a hard time figure out where the bedroom would be. So that is actually going to be the bedroom, and instead we have a bigger bathroom. So that is good, because we have to fit some sort of big, I'm going to be placing a bathtub because that's what came with Life and Debt, but we had no small shower in this pack or in base game, so that's good that we went with a 6 tile wide bathroom instead. Life and Debt came with some really gorgeous things, like the windows. They are really, really gorgeous, and they came in quite a few different variants, so there's some different ones to choose from, so that is good. And I also have a chimney on the house, and I actually have the fireplace almost where the chimney is, so it actually could, like you can see it now, so you actually could use the chimney for the fireplace this time. Sometimes I just place the chimney where it looks good on the house, and then I place the fireplace where it looks good inside, and I'll just figure that's someone else's problem, trying to make the smoke come out in the right place. So yeah, the outside is coming along. Trying to use as much Life and Debt as I possibly can, and this sort of greenish, green brownish not floor. It's not a floor. No, it isn't. It's a roof. So these roof tiles came with Life and Debt, and I like them. They are quite different from the other ones, so it's always good when you have something that isn't like something else already in the game. The awning, though, they are base game, but I felt something lacking over the door. You want something over your head when you trying to get in the house and it's pouring outside. So I thought they fit well, and then I just went for some support where the roof is poking out in an odd way, because it's never good when you try to do these diagonal sort of roof pieces and matched them together. It never comes out very well. So I had to do something with this odd ship shape in the front. So I just made the roof bigger. And made it poke out both of the sides, which made it look less of a ship, which also is good because it isn't a ship, but it's a house. And I've talked over the wallpaper situation, but I went with Life and Death, except for the bathroom. It's base game in there, but because I thought Life and Death also had some lovely wallpapers. They're quite extreme. So if you're a minimalist, you probably wouldn't like them, but I think they are gorgeous. They have some sort of skull element or something. Not the green one. I don't think the green has anything to do with skulls. It more looks like pine trees or something. But in the bedroom you can see that there are skulls on the top of the wallpaper, but I think it works anyway. I think they're gorgeous, and also the rugs are gorgeous, but they also have some elements of death. And it's a Life and Death pack, so it's not that weird. As you can see, there's a skull on the fireplace as well. But I think it's a really cozy pack, and I think the colors in this pack really, really suits me. I like the green colors, and the green in this pack is gorgeous. Yeah, so quite a lot of green in the other places, but not in the bathroom. It's very pink in the bathroom, so I wanted to do something else than the white, black or so on. And since we have this lovely sort of pink, red, salmony colored set, I went for that. And there is no shower in this bathroom. There is only a tub, so you will have to make time for your bath because it takes Sims a lot of time to get clean in the bathtub. So yeah, if you download this house and play in it, make sure to have bath time planned. And if you want to download it, it will be up on the gallery, and my gallery ID is the same as my name here on the channel. It's just HelenSimmar. Went for more of the green with the kitchen, and I had to place the counters a bit all over the place to fit. It's quite a big kitchen for such a small house, so there are a lot of place to prepare your food. So we have counters along two of the walls, and then I placed the refrigerator with an end piece on the other side, which meant we didn't have much room left for the living room. But there's no TV in this home. I guess these Sims have to watch the fire as their enjoyment. But yeah, it's lovely to sit and watch a fire as well. So not everyone likes to watch TV. Maybe the Sims like to read and talk instead. Practicing the old skill of conversation. Almost forgotten now, but it's good to practice sometime. Yeah, just placing some cabinets, and I'm going into the bathroom to just scoot over the shelf a bit because the door was kind of in the way, because the end pieces of the counters are smaller, but not the end pieces of the cabinets. So I find that very weird actually. Why aren't they the same size? Because you want to fit an end piece over an end piece, so it doesn't make sense. But yeah, it is what it is. So I just scooted the door over a little bit and then it fitted, so yeah. And I also brought out these shelves that came with the Life and Death kitchen, and I placed them in two places. This is one of them, and I also placed two of them next to the refrigerator. and I just clutter up. No, it's not next to, it's above the refrigerator. So these are more of a focal point. They're not for storing things that you actually use on a daily basis. So these are more like objects you want to put on display. And yeah, also some cookies above the refrigerator if you get a bit peckish in the night. Why does it have to be in the night? I usually don't eat cookies in the night, so I don't know why it would be in the night. If you get peckish, if you get hungry for a little cookie, that's where they are. They hide them above the refrigerator. Maybe it makes it a bit harder to grab one. You have to think twice. You have to get up and maybe even grab a chair to stand on to reach them. That's a good thing, maybe. Then you might not eat as many cookies. I'm not a cookie person though. If I would choose my sugary delight, it would be chocolate. Any day of the week, chocolate. I could do without anything else, but chocolate, no. I have to have chocolate in my life. Yeah, I've headed outside again because I finished the outside of the house, but I didn't do any landscaping before I headed inside. So that's what we are going back to do now. So I'm just putting in some walkways and what it's going to be like a little park area. So it's going to be like some benches and a fountain and so on in there. And in the back, we of course have to have some graves. So this is probably where the ancestors are buried and they come and visit them sometimes. Try to make a path with a stone back there all the way to the graves, but I didn't think that it looked good, so I just have the path over to the shrine and then just adding some dirt and, well, it's the kind of grass that looked like you have walked on it a lot, so it's a bit muddy. And we're back to the little area where I put the fountain. This is also the area where the bin will be. So I will put in 2 bins, but they will be on this area, so it's not really a household bin per se. But I didn't want to put a bin somewhere else as well. I think there's a bin inside and then they can walk out to this area to throw their garbage away. Maybe it's cheaper that way. Maybe you don't have to pay for someone to come and grab. I think you still have to because this is on their lot now when I think about it. If it were to be like a communal lot, maybe they could just throw it away and the town would pay for the pickup of the garbage. That would be nice. Yeah, so I'm putting out some plant pots and I actually put plants in there. So this is, if you want to grow things in there, you can do that. But I was thinking that these are already ready and prepared. They are there for the look of them. They are to be pretty. And we also got some string lights with life and death, and they are also gorgeous. So I wanted to use them here. And there's no pole. I looked for it very carefully and there is no pole with this pack. With, I think it is it Parenthood or is it one of those that came with string light as well. You have a pole, just a pole, so you could connect the lights to that pole if you want to have them somewhere else, and that's what I wanted to do with these ones, but they are just magically holding up in the middle. So there's a little bit of magic in this pack as well, I think. Maybe some dark magic. So maybe there is some dark magic to these lights hanging up. we don't talk about it. They're just there and it's pretty. And I also put a little knight over there because I could. So why not? And I think he looks very grand. It's a grand place right now. And then we are doing a little flower bed in the corner of the house between the two entryways. And I'm just cluttering up with different kinds of flowers that I find pretty. There's not that much science to it. I just pick what tickles my fancy for the day, and this is what made me joyful when building this. So yeah, I think it turned out a pretty little flower bed. And then I wanted to fence the place in because the graves were looking kind of bare in the back and I didn't want just anyone stumbling on them. So I put some fence, not all the way around, but in certain places to keep others from walking in. And then I just fill in this area. I don't think it's very well kept. They are not into gardening per se, but they have a clean place. So they have some greeners in the back, but they are grown there on their own. And then of course we have to use some terrain paint to make it look good. And yeah, that is the last thing we do on this house. I hope you enjoy this little house. And there will be some pictures of the house in the end if you thought it went a little bit fast in this speed build. So I hope you have a really, really nice day and thank you for joining me here today. Bye everybody.